aka scale vertically of that ad set. What I would recommend you do is that from $10, you boost it to $20, wait a couple days. If it's still going strong, it's still profitable, the cost per purchase isn't rising significantly, then you raise it to $50. Again, wait a couple of days. From 50, you go to 75, or even if it's a really strong cost per purchase, you can even go to $100 at that point. Now, after you've raised an ad set to $100 per day, I would chill out and kind of wait even longer for this part, wait like 3 to 4 days, maybe even a week, to see if it's really profitable, if it's going strong at $100 per day. If it's still very profitable, your cost per purchase isn't skyrocketing at $100, you then can boost it to $200. And at that point, I wouldn't really go any further than $200 per day on a single ad set. And so after you've scaled horizontally, that's how you vertically scale your actual AdSense and the audiences that were profitable. And that's pretty much all there is to my Facebook ad strategy. It's very simple, yet it's very effective. The only other thing I want to mention is lookalike audiences. So once you've gotten about 300 to 500 orders on your store and the Facebook pixel has tracked those, you can then start getting into lookalike audiences. To create a lookalike audiences, you would go into your audiences tab in your ads manager, create a custom audiences for any event that happens on your website. You can create a custom audience filled with people who have purchased on your website in the last 30 days. Once you've created that custom audience and you have an audience where it's just people who have purchased from your website in the last 30 days, then you can go ahead and create a lookalike audience based on that first custom audience. And for the lookalike audience, you can choose how many people are going to be in that audience. If you choose 2 million, it's going to be pretty specific, and it's going to be people who are very similar, the most similar to these people. And so then you want to test different sizes of your lookalike audiences all the way up to 10%. 10% is going to be your largest audience, and the people aren't going to be super similar to the people who have previously purchased, but they're still going to be similar, and those ad sets can still definitely be very profitable. However, even when you got some very profitable lookalike audiences, you still want to be testing new regular audiences to find new profitable ad sets. You don't just want to have 2 ad sets on your Facebook account that are going at $200 per day and that's all you got going. If that's the case, things are going to dry up pretty quickly. You want to have a large variety of audiences that you can play around with. Once the cost per purchase has gone up on this one, you want to lower the budget. You see this one got a lower cost per purchase, you can up that budget and you can kind of play around with those. So that's my whole Facebook ad marketing strategy, lookalike audiences included. Now let's go over some just general tips when it comes to creating new audiences and that kind of thing. Tip number 1, make sure you create some ads for Instagram stories. That's crucial. Instagram stories are very undervalued, and I get some of my lowest cost per purchases and the best returns on my ad spend on stories. Tip number 2, something you can experiment with when you're testing out new audiences, and that is to narrow your audiences by engaged shoppers or online shoppers. So as I showed you previously, I can target people who are interested in skincare, but also have a history of being engaged shoppers. This will obviously show your ad to people who are very likely to purchase from your website, but it's going to cost you more since people who have a history of shopping from Facebook ads are going to be more expensive to advertise to. So it's definitely something you got to experiment with. It's not always going to be better to go and narrow your audiences by engaged shopper. Sometimes it's a lot better and it's going to be a lot more cost effective to just do broad audiences. And also I mentioned you can narrow audiences by online shopping. That's just something you can test out instead of engaged shoppers. Tip number 3 also has to do with experimenting with different audiences, and this one is to actually use the exclude feature on your Facebook tab. So what you can do is target people who are interested in skincare, but then hit the exclude button, and in the exclude option, type in stuff like Wish, AliExpress, and dropshipping. This way you're not targeting people who know what dropshipping is, and you're also not targeting people who know that they can get that product for cheaper on Wish or AliExpress. So if you have a good product, a good website, and a good advertisement, you absolutely do not have to get complex with your strategy. You can just lay it all out for Facebook, and Facebook is going to do the optimization a lot better than you. However, some people don't have a good website and a good advertisement, so they try to make up for what's lacking with a very complex Facebook ad strategy. However, I really don't see a necessity in that. I've spent over $300,000 in this year alone on Facebook ads, and this is the only strategy that I use. This is as complex as I get. And I mean, it works. I'm profitable with it and I'm making money with it. So that's all I have to say about Facebook ads. That's literally what I personally do to my dropshipping stores and how I market them through Facebook ads.